Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shaq here. It's finally happened. EA exclusivity is coming to an end. With the word that Ubisoft is making a Star Wars title, EA won't be maintaining its death hold on the Star Wars gaming rights past 2023. I am over the moon excited by this, and I'm gonna explain why. Now, we've had a bunch of announcements this week. Lucasfilm Games has returned, and they're working with Bethesda to make an Indiana Jones game. Now remember, this hasn't happened since, oh man, back in the early 90s? The word dropped that Ubi Massive announced a new open-world Star Wars title, being built by Massive in the Snowdrop engine. It's the same engine used in Massive's other title, The Division, Division 2, and Ubisoft San Francisco's South Park Fractured But Whole. Yeah, that's a bit of a range, but all right, sure. So what does this mean? And why am I so excited? Because EA. The corporation has, over the past 25 years, sucked the lifeblood out of this industry time and again, and no, I'm not just talking about 2017's mess with microtransactions. That wasn't even close to the start. If you've been gaming for a long time, the cycle repeats itself. EA is either buying out great game studios like Westwood or Origin, some of my favorites back in the day growing up, and then breaking them into smaller parts, or shoveling uninspired titles out the door attached to said dev teams, or at least the production studio name, even if those dev teams are still not the same that they were, or seeing how far they can push the consumer base by wringing out just a little more cash out of their audience. First with sports titles, then testing the waters with ME3's multiplayer before full-blown crossing the line so handedly with Battlefront 2's 2017 debacle. EA even had its claws in Ubisoft for a time back in 2010, the guys who are now making a Star Wars game, but they sold their shares, and Ubisoft is reportedly free of that nonsense. So, this is great news. It seems EA can still make games. If you're a fan of the current iterations of, say, Battlefront, they dropped a tweet saying they look forward to continuing their partnership with Lucasfilm's games, and that's fine. I know quite a few people who are really happy with the spot that Battlefront 2, because nobody plays Battlefront 1. It's dead in a dumpster somewhere. But Battlefront 2, they're really happy with the spot of where the development has pushed that game. And others have really enjoyed Fallen Order, and Squadrons scratched an itch for dogfighting that we haven't really had in some time. Loyalty toward EA? There's a lot of defense of EA in comment sections recently that I just don't understand. They're a giant corporation and they don't give a shit about you. They don't need your defense. They're gonna keep pushing to make more money through microtransactions every chance they get. They got slapped hard in 2017, and now they're recovering from it, and it won't be long before they try it again. Anyways, that's fine. Just keep an eye on it. You don't have to defend them. Now, sure, the first title that's coming out is made by the guys who made The Division in the same engine. Not exactly the most exciting prospect for me personally. The game didn't grab me in the slightest on release, but looking back at EA's monopoly of the Star Wars IP, and how over the course of the last 7-8 years they managed to make a poorly received MMO that's actually a better single-player game, or even a cooperative game than even close to an MMO with their storylines, and then 2 shooters, both shallow messes. One holding the record for the most downvoted Reddit post of all time, a half-decent single-player platforming game, which would be Fallen Order, and a bare-bones space dogfighting game, and an expansion for The Sims? Nailed it, guys. Good job. I'm just excited that more developers, more creatives will be able to get their hands on the Star Wars IP and make some stuff. Start throwing some things at the wall and trying new stuff. I can't wait to see what kind of mechanics can come out of and stories be told in the Star Wars universe. This is why I'm celebrating. I don't care what happens with EA. They're going to keep popping out games. That's fine. But at least others will have a chance to make games in a universe that they most likely grew up dreaming about and playing in as kids. Fantastic news. 2021's looking up, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, you guys know what to do. I will see you in the next one. By the way, more Empire War coming up soon. We're actually going to be streaming it over on Twitch today. Later, everybody.